Get ready with me while I tell you how I went from active addiction to buying a house. So a few years ago, I was in the throes of active addiction, just a complete hot mess. Could not get my life together. Hard drugs, toxic relationships, the whole 9 yards. I knew I was an addict, but I really didn't think there was that much wrong with me. In fact, from the outside, I kind of looked like I had my life together, but deep down, I was struggling. The people closest to me did know that I was an addict, but for the most part, you couldn't tell. There was this one day, my life was just completely in shambles. What really did it for me was I was sleeping on this air mattress on the floor in my sister's closet, basically. She was kind enough to let me move in with her, and of course I took advantage and was trying not to pay rent. It was about to be 2020 and I was turning 30 that year, so something clicked where I was like, you know what? Now's the time. So I found myself at a 12-step recovery meeting. I started to slowly learn about how to be a human being again. Going through the 12 steps has completely transformed my life. If you have the opportunity to do that, I highly, highly recommend taking it. It brought me close to the idea of a higher power, and that's the most important thing in my life. And if you would have told me this 5 years ago, I would not believe you because I was a full-blown atheist. But now I believe in the power of God. I'm trying every day to be closer and closer to my higher power. It's not easy. So I was thinking about buying a house for a while, and I was very much like, I'm not gonna ever be able to do that. That's just like not something that I can do because I've always been an addict. I've always been unreliable. I've never been able to count on myself. It was floating around in my head just because I wanted to build my own equity and not be paying rent for somebody else's. The lady whose job I took over came in and I was like, should I try to buy a house? And she's like, you should buy my house. So I went to look at her house, fell in love with it. It's beautiful. But upon further research, somebody had said, never buy the first house that you look at. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll look on Zillow for other houses. That's when I believe my higher power gave me the house that I'm currently working on purchasing as we speak. And the reason I think it's from my higher power is because those 12-step meetings I was telling you about, most of them are in this church, and the house is literally right across the street from the church. And low-key, I know we're not supposed to make deals with God, but I was like, hey, if you give me a house, I will use it for good and I'll fellowship and anything that you want. I basically was like, we're gonna do game nights after the meeting on Friday at my house if you give me a house. And like, he gave me a house right across the street from the church, so now you know what I have to do. But it's so beautiful, and there's no way I could afford it without a special type of loan that I'm getting because of my income. I'm actually getting a loan through the federal government, and I have a bunch of videos about that too. If you are curious, I highly recommend the process. We did the appraisal and everything. Now I'm just waiting for a closing date, and God willing, I'll be moving into that house within a month and a half. I'm so nervous. I went from an apartment to a house. First of all, I went from homeless. I couldn't even hold down a job for more than 6 months. Couldn't pay for an apartment, that's for sure. I was sleeping on people's couches, and now I'm buying a house, and this is absolutely insane, and I could not have done it without my higher power and the people in the rooms. When I tell you, those are the most genuine, amazing, helpful people I've ever come in contact with, and I'm so honored to be a part of this group. A girl celebrated a year clean yesterday, and my sister got to speak. My sister, by the way, saw my life and was like, oh, Bailey's changed. She's different. Like, what's going on with her? What, like, I want some of that. I never said you should get clean, even though that's how I felt. It was only by my living through example that she followed me into the rooms, and now she is helping other women to stay clean too. Like, the whole thing, the way it works is absolutely insane. I cannot believe this is my life today. Sometimes I just think about it. The fact that I was able to work in an office was a miracle, and now I'm actually pursuing bigger dreams. Hopefully one day being my own boss. I so appreciate you following me. You have no idea how much that helps. If you have a journey similar to mine, let me know where you're at in your journey. I would love to connect with you because community is so important when you're going through this kind of thing. Like, I highly recommend if you're thinking about getting clean and you're not, or you know somebody who needs to, the people, places, and things that you choose to be around are so important. So I'm running out of time, but I'll see you guys in the next one.